Mr. Limata. He will always starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. You want your start all the reading. We just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Storytime. Thank you so much for joining me. Oh my goodness, thank you so much for joining me today on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you, and glad to be here with you today. Thank you indeed for joining in wherever you are. I hope that indeed you do have you've had a lovely week, and of course, I hope the weekend is even better. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Always excited to be here with you, and glad that we get to spend some time together reading a wonderful book. Happy Friday to each and every one of you joining us out there. Where are you joining in from today? How is the weather like where you are? I hope it's good. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime, and I hope that you've enjoyed the wonderful stories that we've read this week. We've had some fantastic books, including two from Sidela Marley, adapted from Bob Marley's famous song. So thank you so much for joining us here. And today we bring back to Storytime another one that is just has become an instant classic, right? The Cookie Maker of Mavin Road. And this one is written by Lisa ANELLI and written by Sue LAWSON and illustrations by Lisa ANELLI. And we are reading this one with permission of the publishers, CANDLEWICK Press. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, and I'm glad that you're here ready to enjoy this wonderful story. Thank you indeed. We've had to make a little shift from Dave Eggers and What Can a Citizen Do? That will be coming in next week. So if you're looking forward to that one, please hold. It's coming in next week. And of course, if you really want to see it, remember that you can check it out on the Storytime platforms when we've read it before, at storytimewithmrlimata.com, at Storytime with Mr. Limata, right here on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us. And and as well as next week, we'll keep you informed on who's coming and what books will be there. But please keep a lookout. Follow us at Storytime with Mr. Limata on Instagram so you know exactly what's coming on. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. The Cookie Maker of Mavin Road coming up very, very shortly. I hope that you are well wherever you're joining us from today, whether you're in that comfy couch that you like, or indeed in that corner, that table where you have your snack and breakfast. Well, that's what we're here for. Or maybe you're joining us from bed. Why not? Hope you're cozy and get to enjoy this story time. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Absolutely love it and appreciate every minute that we spend together. And of course, too, the Cookie Maker of Mavin Road is one that carries on with our theme this week of just what can we do to make our communities better? What part can we play in our communities? How can we play that part? So please join me in reading this one very, very shortly. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. Who is here this morning ready to enjoy a wonderful story? Thank you so much for being here. Kathy, how are you doing out there in Kentucky? And of course, Ari, thank you so much for joining in Storytime. And Megan, we're sending you love as well. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Absolutely love it. Ari, great to see that you're back on the on the keyboards. Thank you so much for being here with us on Story Time. Thank you, Megan. Love it. I hope that you all are okay out there in Kentucky. Thank you so much. I know that there was a cold front that was coming through. I hope that you're making it through okay. Thank you so much for being here. And of course, out here in Oakland, it has been cold by Oakland standards as well. So if you're out here, please be sure to carry an extra jacket. Maybe just have it with you. Better to have layers and take them off than needing layers and not having any, right? So please do take care. And the rains are coming in as well this Friday, I think today, later today, and so probably. Oh, here's my weatherman focus now. I'm focused. Here we go. For your evening commute, you will need. I can't do it. For your evening commute, you will probably be needing, your rain jackets and everything else, because we might be getting rain around that time. And then, of course, Saturday is projected to have rain. So please, if you're in the Bay, do take care of yourselves. Just keep an eye out on the weather so you can carry everything that is needed with you. And of course, if you're driving, please be mindful of other road users. And of course, please, wet conditions make for slightly more dangerous conditions. So we need to be careful as we are out there. Thank you so much for joining us here on Story Time. Thank you, Harry, for being here. School is a lot. Oh my goodness. Yes. But I hope you love it. I hope it goes well. Thank you so much for joining in here on Storytime. Morning ingredients to everybody that is joining here on Storytime. Yes, you make this place special. Thank you indeed for being here with us. And I'll catch you on the other side of this very short break when we're back with more Storytime. Oh, thank you, Ari. Thank you. Say good luck with all your work. Well, good luck to everybody out there that is joining in, whether joining us live right now or joining us later on for the recordings. All the best with all the work that you have to do, with everything that you have to do. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. The cookie maker of Mavin Road will be coming up very, very shortly. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Absolutely appreciate every minute we're here together. Thank you indeed. I'll see you in a little bit.
Hi, everyone. My name is Amanda Davis. I am a children's book author, illustrator, and high school art educator. I am the author of 30,000 Stitches, the inspiring story of the National 9/11 flag, illustrated by Sally Warren Comport and published with Worthy Kids #book group. One thing that drew me to writing 30,000 Stitches was the idea that people from all different communities came out to stitch this flag and make it whole again. So I hope that when people read 30,000 Stitches, they remember the power of sharing our stories. When people came out to stitch the flag, they shared their stories, whether about loss or pain or love. We all have stories to tell, and by sharing our stories and listening to one another's stories, we can create a better understanding of each other and create a sense of connection and unity. And this is what creates a more inclusive world. I hope you enjoy your story time with Mr. Limata. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Amanda Davis. Yes, just that sense of community, connection, and better understanding of each other, right? That's what we strive for. And I think our book today is right about that. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. The cookie maker of Mavin Road, coming right up. This one is written by Sue Lawson, illustrations by Lisa Nelly, and we are reading it with permission of the publishers, Candlewick Press. And do look out too, we have brand new books that will be coming in from Candlewick Press. The spring collection is fantastic. Cannot wait to share it here on Storytime, so keep an eye out for that. Thank you so much for joining us. Here's our story for today. The Cookie Maker of Mavin Road, written by Sue Lawson, illustrations by Lisa Nelly, and read with permission of the publishers, Candlewick Press. Benedict Stanley and his cat, Audrey May, live at 23 Mavin Road. Good morning. Hello, I would say. A lovely day. I would yell out to everybody that is going by. Each morning they greet their neighbors, but ears are too full and mouths stay closed. Well, perhaps tomorrow, Benedict Stanley sighs. Perhaps tomorrow. How is your neighborhood? People say hello a little bit more. Benedict Stanley and his cat Audrey May live at 23 Mavin Road. Good morning. Hello. Lovely day, they say. Each morning they greet their neighbors, but ears are too full and mouths stay closed. Well, perhaps tomorrow, Benedict Stanley sighs. Perhaps tomorrow. Benedict and Audrey May patter and plant until legs weary and shoulders tire. From the patio, they watch the comings and goings on Mavin Road. Yeah. Do you have a favorite spot you like to sit on now? What can you see from there? Benedict Stanley and Audrey May patter and plant until legs weary and shoulders tire. From the patio, they watch the comings and goings on Mavin Road. I like your cat, says a young neighbor one morning. Benedict smiles. Her name is Audrey May. I am Rory. The tooth fairy is visiting me tonight. Did you know? I like your cat, says a young neighbor one morning. Benedict smiles. Her name is Audrey May. I am Rory. The tooth fairy is visiting me tonight. Did you know? In his kitchen, Benedict Stanley reaches for his wife's recipe book. He sifts and folds, shapes and bakes into the evening. What is he making? Before the joggers puff and the walkers strut, Benedict and Audrey May make a special delivery. Before the joggers puff and the walkers strut, Benedict and Audrey May make a special delivery. Isn't that sweet? Each morning after that, Benedict and Audrey May deliver cookies along Mavin Road, shortbread when triplets arrive home, chocolate chip to welcome new neighbors, and ghosts and gauze for Halloween. Who is making the cookies? Someone kind. Someone kind indeed. I want to live on Mavin Road. I want cookies too. Benedict and Audrey May make cat cookies with carrot eyes after a kitten rescue, and soccer cookies after a tournament. Tastes good from somewhere good. Rory knows the secret. Tastes good. Yeah, from somewhere good. One evening, an aching and snuffling Benedict Stanley shuffles to bed. The dance recital cookies stay on the cooling rack. There are no bike cookies after a ride without training wheels, and no ambulance shortbread with cherry lights after a tumble from the roof. One evening, an aching and snuffling Benedict Stanley shuffles to bed. The dance recital cookies stay on the cooling rack. There are no bike cookies after a ride without training wheels, and no ambulance shortbread with cherry lights after a tumble from a roof. Where is the cookie maker? What's happening? Benedict Stanley wheezes and sneezes. Audrey May prowls and yowls. Where is the cookie maker? Perhaps she was just visiting. Where is the cookie maker indeed? Perhaps she was just visiting. Where is the cookie maker? People are still asking. Maybe she's on vacation. Rose petals fall and cabbages wilt. Outside Rory's house, a cat prowls and yowls. Could it be Audrey May? Is it somebody else? Yeah. Rose petals fall and cabbages wilt. Outside Rory's house, a cat prowls and yowls. It's Audrey May. It is indeed. It's Audrey May. Later that afternoon, Benedict Stanley shuffles down the hall to answer a knock at the door. Audrey May came visiting. Aww. Yeah, Audrey May came visiting. No. Brought back everybody. Oh. In the sunshine, Benedict Stanley and Audrey May watch while their neighbors patter and prune, laugh and chat. Yeah, glad Benedict Stanley is getting some sunshine too, right? In the sunshine, Benedict Stanley and Audrey May watch while their neighbors patter and prune, laugh and chat. By New Year's Eve, Benedict Stanley feels much better. Yes. Audrey May watches as Rory and their friends sift and shape Benedict Stanley's sprinkles and swirls and smiles. And if you ever do get this book from your local library or wherever you get books, there's Benedict Stanley and Audrey May's basic cookie recipe on the back right here, so you can get to make it at home. Yes, indeed. Benedict Stanley's sprinkles and swirls and smiles. And that is the end of our story today. The Cookie Maker of Mavin Road, written by Sue Lawson and illustrations by Liz ANELLI. And we were reading this one with permission of the publishers CANDLEWICK Press. Ask for it at your local library. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime, and I'll catch you on the other side of this very short break when we're back for more Storytime.
Hey, this is Timothy Goodspeed of the Soapbox Salute. I'm the one who wrote Storytime's theme song. If you'd like to hear more of my protest folk music, you can check out the links below on Instagram or at my website. You are watching Storytime with Mr. Limata.
Welcome back indeed. Thank you, Timothy Goodspeed, the Soapbox Salute. Do check out his amazing folk protest music. Love it. And yeah, and of course, our very own Storytime theme song, right? Thank you so much, Tim, and I hope that you're doing well. It's been a minute. I should probably be checking in with Tim today. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you for being here. Most of all, I hope that you enjoyed the story, you enjoyed being in community with us today. Thank you so much for joining us one more time. Thank you for being here. Morning Ingredients, Ari and Megan. Thank you so much for joining us. And Kathy, I'm not forgetting. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime today. I hope that you are having a wonderful start to your Friday. Thank you for being part of this wonderful community here on Storytime. Oscar Mwanagulanga, how are you doing out there in Katete, Zambia? Thank you so much for joining us today. Hope you're well. And of course, too, I'm sure you're following the African Cup of Nations. What has been the biggest surprise for you so far? And what are the chances of the Zambia national soccer team, you think? Thank you so much for joining in. And glad you're here with us today, and sending much love to you and the family out there in Katete, Eastern Zambia. Thank you so much for being here with us today on Storytime. And to everybody that's joining us, whether you're joining us here live or indeed joining us later on for the recordings, we say thank you, and of course send you big hugs, and hope that you have a wonderful weekend ahead, and looking forward to seeing you here back on many, many more story times. Thank you so much for joining in today. Absolutely love it. Thank you indeed. Oscar Mwanagulanga, Tilipo Mdala, Tilipo. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. And yes, wherever you are today, I hope that you have a fantastic day. I hope that you have a day that helps you build community, a day that hopes up, a day that you smile, and indeed a day that feels good to you. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Our book today, The Cookie Maker of Mavin Road, reminding us that we can make a difference in our communities. Little things matter. Your voice matters. You matter. You are special, and let nobody tell you otherwise. Thank you so much for being here with us today on Storytime. It's a Friday. I hope that you have fun. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to sign off with a little bit of a dance, and then of course we'll be on our way. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Absolutely love it. Timothy Dixon, take us away. Thank you indeed for being here, friends. Absolutely appreciate you. Happy Friday.
Story time with Mr. Limata.
Come on, join me in dancing today.
Story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true.
Thank you for being here, friends. Much love from me. I will see you again on Monday for more story time. Bye-bye.
Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. He brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing. Read me all of the stories. Read me all of the stories. Some with people who look like me, others very different from the way that I look and think. Read me all of the stories. Read me all of the stories. Some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Story time. Ooh. Story time. Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. oh. He brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing.